Anna and Kate McGarrigle grew up in Saint-Sauveur-des-Monts, Quebec, surrounded by music. Their childhood was filled with French folk songs, church hymns, and the rhythms of Canadian life. From the beginning, music wasn't just entertainment, it was a way of life. The sisters learned piano early, giving them the foundation to create songs that would one day travel the world. Unlike many aspiring artists, they didn't chase fame. Instead, they wrote music because it came naturally, almost like breathing. This authenticity became their strength. When Anna and Kate later formed their duo, their blend of voices carried something rare: honesty. It was gentle, pure, and deeply emotional. Before long, their songwriting began to attract attention, not just in Canada, but internationally. The McGarrigle sisters were about to step onto a stage much bigger than they had ever imagined. Their music wasn't about flash or spectacle, it was about truth, and that truth resonated. In the 1970s, folk music was thriving. Artists like Joni Mitchell, Leonard Cohen, and James Taylor had set the stage for a generation that craved sincerity in music. Into this world stepped Anna and Kate McGarrigle. Their debut album, Kate Anna McGarrigle, 1976, stunned critics. It wasn't just the songwriting, it was the emotion. Songs like Heart Like a Wheel and Complaint Pour, City Catherine showed how seamlessly they could move between English and French, between joy and sadness. The McGarrigles offered something different. Their songs weren't just catchy, they were stories, wrapped in melody. They painted pictures of love, loss, and longing in ways that felt timeless. Their harmonies, often described as hauntingly beautiful, stood out in a crowded scene. They didn't need loud guitars or elaborate production, just piano, guitar, and their voices. Soon, fellow musicians started to take notice. The sisters had pH. Oven, they weren't just part of the folk revival, they were shaping it. One of the reasons Anna and Kate left such a mark on music was their gift for songwriting. They didn't only perform their own work, they wrote songs that would become famous in the hands of others. Heart Like a Wheel became a hit for Linda Ronstadt. Emmylou Harris, Maria Muldaur, and others began to record McGarrigle songs, drawn to the raw poetry of their lyrics. What made their writing so powerful was its universality. The sisters could take something deeply personal and turn it into a song that felt like everyone's story. Whether it was heartbreak, hope, or the bittersweet nature of life, their words captured emotions people struggled to express. For many artists, success comes from their own albums. For Anna and Kate, success also meant hearing their songs travel through different voices and genres. This cross-pollination helped cement their reputation as songwriters, beloved not just by fans, but by other musicians. Family was always at the heart of the McGarrigles' music. Their concerts weren't just performances. They felt like gatherings in a living room. Anna and Kate often invited other musicians, friends, and family members to join them on stage. Music was their language of connection. Later, this family tradition would extend to their children, including Rufus and Martha Wainwright, who would go on to become acclaimed artists in their own right. The McGarrigles showed that music wasn't just about individual glory, it was about shared experience. Their harmonies carried the intimacy of sisters who had grown up singing side by side. When they sang together, it was as though two hearts were beating as one. This sense of closeness made audiences feel like part of the family too. The McGarrigles proved that music could be personal and communal at the same time, leaving behind not just songs but a legacy of kinship through sound. One thing that set Anna and Kate apart was their ability to blend cultures. Growing up in Quebec meant they were fluent in both English and French, and this dual identity seeped into their music. Songs like Complainte pour Cité Catherine showcased their French-Canadian heritage, while their English ballads carried universal themes. This gave their music a unique character, simultaneously local and global. For French-speaking fans, they were a proud representation of Quebec's folk tradition. For English-speaking audiences, their songs opened a window into another culture. By refusing to limit themselves to one language or tradition, the McGarrigles created a musical bridge. They proved that folk music didn't belong to just one group. It could cross borders and connect people from all walks of life. In an era where cultural identity often created barriers, Anna and Kate used their songs to build unity. Their voices carried both history and hope, making them timeless. The McGarrigles' harmonies were unlike anything else in folk music. When Anna and Kate sang together, their voices didn't just blend, they intertwined, like two threads creating a single fabric. There was no competition between them, only unity. This created a haunting beauty in their performances. Their harmonies weren't about perfection. They were about emotion. A slight tremble in the voice, a lingering note. These small details carried immense weight. They could make a simple line of lyrics feel profound. Audiences often described their singing as moving, sometimes even spiritual. Their music touched people in ways words alone could not. Many fans said listening to the McGarrigles felt like being comforted by family. In a world where so much music chases trends and polish, Anna and Kate reminded everyone that raw feeling is what matters most. Harmony wasn't just a sound, it was the essence of their message. And Anna and Kate's impact didn't stop with their own careers. They inspired countless musicians who came after them. From indie folk to alternative pop, artists have cited the McGarrigles as an influence. Their children, Rufus and Martha Wainwright, carried their legacy into new genres, blending opera, pop, and folk in their own ways. But beyond family, their influence spread quietly through the music world. Young singers learned from their honesty, their courage to write about personal struggles, and their ability to balance tradition with innovation. The McGarrigles proved you didn't have to chase fame to make an impact. By staying true to themselves, they built something lasting. Their songs continue to be covered, rediscovered, and cherished by new audiences. For every artist who values sincerity and storytelling in music, Anna and Kate remain guiding lights. Their influence isn't loud, but it's deep, and it continues to grow. Like many musicians, Anna and Kate faced struggles. Their style of music was never the most commercial, and the music industry often overlooked artists who didn't fit into neat categories. Yet, they never compromised their vision. They chose authenticity over market trends, even when it meant smaller audiences. Behind the scenes, they also faced personal challenges. Kate's battle with cancer was particularly difficult, but she continued to perform and create music despite her illness. This resilience became part of their legacy. Their songs weren't escapism, they reflected real life, with all its joys and hardships. Fans admired them not only for their artistry, but also for their courage. They showed that music doesn't always have to be glamorous. Sometimes it's about survival, about finding beauty in pain, and about holding on to love in the face of loss. Their struggles made their triumphs even more powerful. Kate McGarrigle passed away in 2010, leaving the music world in mourning. For many, it felt like losing a voice that had always been there to comfort and inspire. Anna continued to perform, carrying on the music they had made together. But the loss of Kate marked the end of an era. Still, their legacy lived on. Tributes poured in from across the world, with fellow musicians and fans honoring the sisters' influence. Concerts were organized in their memory, celebrating their songs and the emotions they brought to so many lives. The McGarrigles may not have sold out stadiums or topped the charts regularly, but their music had something far more enduring: soul. Long after their voices fell silent, their songs remained alive, sung by others, and carried forward by the generations they inspired. Their farewell was not an ending, but a beginning of legacy. Anna and Kate McGarrigle changed music not by dominating it, but by enriching it. They reminded the world that authenticity matters more than fame. They blended cultures, sang in harmony, and wrote songs that reached into the heart. They created music that felt personal yet universal, intimate yet timeless. Their courage to stay true to themselves made them role models for future generations of artists. Even today, when their songs play, they feel alive, reminders of love, family, and the beauty of human connection. Their story proves that you don't have to be the loudest to be remembered. Sometimes, the quietest voices leave the deepest mark. The McGarrigle sisters left behind not just music, but a philosophy. Be honest, be human, and let the song speak. That's how Anna and Kate McGarrigle changed music forever.